All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be recapping last night's playoff basketball. The second round has officially begun with every series now playing at least one game. We're going to talk about last night's games here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, and also like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. The first game we're going to start with is Celtics Cavaliers. Game one of their second round series began last night, and the Celtics blew them out, winning 120-95. It was a close first half. Boston was up 40-34 at the end of the first. Second quarter was actually a low scoring quarter for both teams. Boston only won that quarter 19-15. Both teams did not shoot the ball super well in that quarter. And then we get to the third. Boston kind of starting to run away with the game. In the fourth quarter, they just blow the game open and win by 25. The Cavaliers stuck in there for the first half. It's just the Cavaliers' offense is just not great right now. And the Celtics, even though Celtics really didn't play an amazing game, they eventually got the win just because they're the better team. At the end of the day, Jaylen Brown had a really good start to this game. He finished with 32 points. He shot 12 for 18, 4 for 6 from three, being really aggressive. Being guarded by Isaac Okoro as well, the best defender probably on the Cavaliers, perimeter wise. And Jaylen Brown was taking him to the paint, doing good things on him. And Derek White continuing his amazing performance. The last three games, he's been absolutely phenomenal. 25 points last night. He hit 7 more three-pointers. He has just been ridiculous throughout the last couple of games for the Celtics. And yeah, after that, Jason Tatum didn't really have a great game. 18, 11, and 5. He shot 7 for 19, 0 for 5 from 3. I don't know. It just didn't feel like he was super involved in the game. Like he was taking a lot of random ISO opportunities and fouling a lot. Like he just didn't have a great game. But it doesn't matter because Jaylen Brown and Derek White, because he's on the Boston Celtics. So he has a bad game. Doesn't matter. Still win by 25. Jrue Holiday had 14 and Payne Pritchard had 16 points. He had 4 3-pointers off the bench. He had a really good second half. But yeah, Boston, they only shot, they got better shooting wise as the game went on. They hit 18 threes, ended up hitting 18 threes, only had 6 turnovers, even though Cleveland only had 5. But yeah, Cleveland, 41% from the field, 26% from three. They were 11 for 42. Um, yeah, just a tough game. Donovan Mitchell, 33, 6, and 5. He's been absolutely phenomenal for the Cavaliers. It's just they don't really have anything else to hang on the offensive end. Evan Mobley has 17 and 13, but he scored most of his points in the fourth quarter where they were already down 20 points. So if he can be aggressive for the entirety of the game, maybe that changes things. Darius Garland, 14 points. He was 6 for 15, 2 for 8 from 3. Just he has not been amazing for the Cavaliers recently. Isaac Okoro hit 3 threes. Max Strus only hit 1 3. The bench didn't do much at all as well for Cleveland. And that's really what's going to be the detriment to the Cavaliers. We know they're a great offensive team, and Boston's going to go on their runs. They're a great defensive team. Boston's going to go on their runs. But honestly, this was kind of a winnable game for the Cavaliers. Like Boston, until like we got halfway through the third quarter, I want to say, wasn't playing an amazing game. Like the Cavs just had, if Darius Garland just hit a couple more shots, or if Isaac Okoro hit a couple more shots, if Karis LeVert could hit a couple more shots, this would have probably been a game that could have came down to the fourth quarter. Not saying the Cavs would have won this game, but I think it would have been a lot better of a game. But just the Cavaliers just don't have anything besides Donovan Mitchell offensively, and even Jared Allen being injured is huge. Because Jared Allen has probably been their second best player this season. And he gets a lot of easy offense just by, he can score at the rim and offensive rebounds and stuff like that. He just gets so many, easy buckets for them and it alleviates a lot of pressure. So now having him in this series is just even more brutal for the Cavaliers. But yeah, Boston, even without Porzingis, they should run through this Cavaliers team. The Cavs, if they can make it competitive, that's gonna be great. But we got a little glimpse of game one of what this series potentially could be. And then the real game I want to talk about is Thunder Mavericks game one. Very excited for this series. The Thunder come out and win this game 117-95. The score looks a lot worse than what it actually was. It was a very close game until we got to the fourth quarter. OKC outscored Dallas 28-16. The Thunder came out, had a very interesting, really good game one. Like really good game one. It was a close game to start. The second quarter, near the end of the second quarter, the Thunder went on a good run to kind of create separation. Dallas still hung in there, and then the fourth quarter, OKC just put them away. J Dub in the fourth quarter was amazing, and the Thunder get the win. They go up 1-0. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 29, 9 and 9. He scored 29. Kyrie and Luka had 39 combined. So Shea, 29, 9 and 9, 8 for 19. The free throw line, he was 11 for 13 for the free throw line. That was a big thing in this game. Even though OKC only took three more free throws than Dallas, it just felt like it was so much more because it felt like Dallas's fouls were always shooting fouls. We had a good game. Chet Holmgren was amazing in this game as well. I think he was the real X factor in this one. 19, 7, 3 blocks, 8 for 16, 2 for 5 from 3. He was everywhere. Defensively, getting back, you know, guarding the paint. Then offensively, he was just kind of the game breaker for them, like he usually is. So love what Chet Holmgren did in this game. J Dub as well. Struggled through the first 3 quarters, then had 10 in the fourth quarter, finished with 18, 5, and 5. He had back to back really tough step back 3 pointers to kind of blow the game open. I love what he did. Aaron Wiggins was great in this game. He closed this game out actually over Josh Giddey. 16 and 5 on 5 for 7 shooting. He was 3 for 4 from 3. Aaron Wiggins is just a really good role player. Knows his role, knows when to cut, knows when to make the certain plays. Defensively, he's there. Good game for him. And then Jalen Williams off the bench had 11 and 9 on 5 for 7 shooting as well. OKC just came out in this game and they were forcing turnovers. I mean, they only had 9 as a team. They forced 15 turnovers. They forced 9 combined turnovers from Luka and Kyrie. And I don't know how many points they scored off those turnovers, but it felt like a big difference in this game, especially in the first half. And then the foul game. They took 20. They were 21 for 28 from the free throw line, 75%. Meanwhile, Dallas was 68% from the free throw line. So they won the free throw battle as well. They hit 16 threes compared to Dallas' 12 threes, and they took the same amount. The rebounding battle, they won that one 52 to 39. They had 16 offensive rebounds in this game, which is huge because the Thunder are one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. Chet and Lou Dort both have 4. Almost everybody who played actual minutes, except for Aaron Wiggins, had an offensive rebound for the Thunder. So they were getting in there, getting in, the trenches, getting those rebounds, which they know Dallas is probably a bigger team. They can be a bigger team than OKC, but they didn't. I mean, yeah, then OKC, but they didn't let it affect them really in this game, which is huge. And it just felt like defensively, they were very okay with letting anybody but Kyrie and Luka shoot. They were leaving Josh Green and Derrick Jones for wide open. I mean, Josh Green took 8 threes in this game because he was just wide open. He hit a couple of them. But OKC was fine with letting Josh Green shoot. They're fine with letting Derrick Jones take control. They're fine with Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively putting the ball on the floor. Blitzing Luka and just letting Daniel Gafford from the free throw line go in the paint. And they're like, you know what? We're okay with those guys, with the centers getting the ball and trying to drive because we got Chet Holmgren down low. And Chet Holmgren, we trust him. He's one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. So we're fine with letting that happen. And it worked, you know? So yeah, Luka, 19 in this game, 5 turnovers. He shot 6 for 19, 1 for 8 from 3. You can definitely tell the knee is affecting him. He got injured a little bit early in the game. He stayed in, obviously, and played most of the game. But you can definitely tell the knee is bothering him, especially on his ability to drive. Because one of the big things about Luka is that he can get to the rim and put pressure on the rim. And that also affects everybody else because then he can do the drive and kick, he can get into the post and stuff. But really, he wasn't doing that a whole lot in this game. He was selling for a lot of jumpers and threes and getting to the free throw line. So yeah, you can definitely tell Luka's knee isn't 100% right now, but it's still Luka Doncic. And then Kyrie 7 for 14, he had 20 points. I want Kyrie Irving to be more. I think Luka and Kyrie have to be more aggressive. Like I understand they're trying to get it. Game one is more of a feeling out game. That's what they said. They lost game one. I think they lost 5 straight game ones. So they're not a team that comes out right away. I mean, you saw what happened last series against the Clippers. They got dominated in game one. Game one is more of a feeling out game. But I think for this series, which I expect it to happen, Luka and Kyrie need to be more aggressive. Like Luka took 19 shots, Kyrie took 14 shots, Daniel Gafford took 12 shots, Josh Green took 9 shots. Like there shouldn't be that much of a small gap between those guys taking the shot attempts. Luka and Kyrie have to be more aggressive. I feel like in this series because the Thunder are they're gonna let Josh Green shoot. They're gonna let Derrick Jones take. They combine to take 11 threes. They're gonna let that happen every game. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s back. He was 0 for 4. I don't know how much Tim Hardaway Jr. can really play for this team. If he can't knock down shots, he's not doing much else. You know, like they're allowing everybody else besides Luka and Kyrie. If it's not Luka and Kyrie shooting the ball, we won. That's what the Thunder defense looked like it was doing on last night's game. So I think Kyrie and Luka have to come out and be like, "Oh no, we're Luka and Kyrie. You know what we can do," which I expect them to. I expect them to come out game 2, game 3, and be more aggressive and have big performances. This isn't over yet. Obviously, it's only one game, and the Thunder took care of business at home. But I definitely think they need Luka and Kyrie to be more aggressive. Now, that's easier said than done because the Thunder have amazing defense. Lou Dort, obviously, hounding Luka, especially Luka with a knee injury. Lou Dort's going to be hounding. And then I think they have J Dub guarding Kyrie, which that's going to be a very tough matchup as well, obviously. But I think those guys have to come out in game two or game three and be like, okay, like you don't want us to shoot the ball? Like you think you're gonna allow Josh Green and Derrick Jones to shoot the ball? Okay, watch this. And I think both of them have to come out and have big performances for Dallas. But I like where OKC's at right now. Defensively, they look like they're locked in. Offensively, I mean, if they could have J Dub, who didn't do anything the first three quarters, come out in the fourth quarter, hit back to back big threes. Jen Holmgren is going to be a huge part of this series. If they could get bench performances like they did last night as well. I mean, Aaron Wiggins can give you 16 off the bench. Jalen Williams can give you 11, almost a double double off the bench. Casey Wallace hit a couple big 3 pointers. Isaiah Joe hit a couple threes. If they can get that, I mean, that's huge. That is obviously huge. So yeah, I'm very excited for the game two. I'm excited for this series in general. This series is going to be a very, very fun series. I can't wait to see how Dallas comes back and adjusts next game. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.